It's round 5. Yes, round 5. We're back for another big round. It's an extended round this week as well. Obviously, that means you can have an extended squad, so an interchange and a sub. No rolling lockout. Because the game on Monday, teams won't be finalised for Saturday. We've given you 2 extra subs this week, which is what we normally do. Rolling lockouts are only for the Thursday games. Once again, I'm joined here by my lovely assistant, Melly. And today, to go through all 5 games of the round, I am joined by a special guest. Let me introduce him.
There's a perfect time when you're tempting fate, and you lay your money down, then you cross the line to another place.
Yes, that's right. The man that lets it all roll on rolling himself, Daniel Cole. Woo! Welcome, Daniel. How are you?
Yeah, very good, Chris. I'd love to be in Vegas now, but the second best spot is doing this show with you, so let's get into it.
Excellent. All right, so we're going to go through all 5 games today, so thanks for joining me with all this. But we're going to try to limit the time. We're not going to go over 20 minutes like we usually do. So we'll try to get between that 10 to 15 minute mark. So understand, as usual, you've done a few notes, is that right?
Yeah, a little bit of preparation never hurts in this show, definitely.
And from what I hear, you had a bit of a lunch date with Meg Gale today. Is this true?
Yeah, Megan Gale, I'll tell you what, she's about 6 foot legs and 2 or 3 feet the rest of the body. Unbelievable.
Was she wooed by the Cole?
It's hard to compete against Sean Hampson. I mean, averaging 9 as a ruckman, it's pretty hard to beat.
All right, Colin, so we'll get straight into it. We'll start off the round with the first game, which will be... Oh, Melly's done already. Stay there, Melly. Come on. First game, Seek and Destroy versus Sugar Daddies. Now, according to predictions here, Sugar Daddies 350, Seek and Destroy 315. So it should be an easy win. Everybody, the teams that are selected as of... What time is it? 8:52 on a Thursday night are rolling across the screen there, so you can see how they go. They're going that way, I think. I don't know which way it's going, that way. So they're the teams that are selected. It looks like a few changes this week. Sugar Daddies welcome back Jeremy Cameron to a side that's doing really well. Oh, sorry, this way or something. I don't know which way it's going to go. Other than that, he's bringing Callum Ward in midfield, and he's actually moved Gary Ablett from utility to halfback and put Robbie Gray in halfback. Matt Prentice is welcome back for Seek and Destroy. Sorry, Michael's trying to talk to me, and he's brought James Kelly in the midfield. Other than that, his team's pretty much the same. So, thoughts?
Yeah, a bit of research here. So Seek and Destroy 9th on the ladder with 1 win only versus Sugar's 2nd on the ladder. So based on ladder positions, I guess Sugars have the advantage. Pretty interesting. Only 251 last week from Seek and Destroy. You'd think they'll go better than that with Dangerfield at utility. Interesting forward line with Dixon and Lynch, both having pretty hard opponents there. So Charlie Dixon having to go against the Cats, and Lynch against the Almighty Hawk back line with Josh Gibson back. So pretty interesting. Obviously, Seek and Destroy going to welcome Matty Prittis back in the lineup. You obviously heard him a bit last week. So they're going to improve a little bit. But if you look at Sugars, he's 3-1. He's having the best year of his life, and he gets Jeremy Cameron back at Etihad. So I think the Sugars are going to be too strong. Interesting that they're rolling the dice with Robbie Gray at utility. When's Gazza ever been a halfback? But it's a luxury. Robbie Gray's a superstar, so Sugar should win this pretty easy, I'd say.
Yeah, I personally don't know about that move, but Gary Abbott's been a little bit down. And saying that, he's still getting the score that every other utility's getting, so he's still phenomenal. Just to let you know, average scores for this game, Sugar's been averaging 322 and Seek and Destroy's been 279, which, let's be honest, that's just too low. He needs to do a few changes, and he's trying to make a few changes. But an average score of 280 is not going to get you many wins, and that's probably why I see second bottom to possibly the worst team in the competition. All right, so you predict Sugar?
Yeah, pretty easy, I think. Percentage booster coming up for Sugars.
Yeah, I'm the same. I predict Sugar as well. All right, so we'll go for the next game now, and we'll go to the Marky Mark of the Funky Bunch trophy between the two Marks, Mark Fennick and Mark Houghton. Yes, I did say that. Predictions here, 313 to Fennick versus 341 to Jabronis. Fennick managed to squeeze in for his first win last week. Who did he play?
Oh, I think he might have played the three-time reigning preliminary finalists, actually. So,
you claimed
who would
three-time
that
preliminary.
be?
You
Pretty
came,
consistent team.
mate. Western Bulldogs made 3 prelims in a row, and they've still won nothing, mate. So, all right. So, look, Fennick's actually got a few selection dilemmas this week. He's lost 2 forwards. He's lost his ruckman. Well, he hasn't lost one. He's lost 1 forward. Cloak's under an injury cloud. I don't know if he'll play or not. We'll see what happens. But he's gone with the foreman Jack Watts. Gunston's up against his old team. Other than that, he's brought Armitage back in, and he's lost Tom Nichols in the ruck, so he's brought in Cruiser. So that's it. That's a few changes to his team. Jake Jabronis are sticking with a winning formula here. He's got his 2 Sydney players in the key position, utility and halfback. Tom Lynch has been absolutely phenomenal, leading the Coleman. He's the best half forward this year at the moment by far. And he sticks with Kobe Stevens as a tackler. Neither team's chosen a sub yet, so both teams need to choose a sub. Just have the extra play, just have the extra comfort there. Although no one has really got any Collingwood or Essendon players. So, what are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, Fennick sitting 8th on the ladder at the moment with only the 1 win last week, and might have been a little bit lucky too, but that's another story. Where Jabronis is sitting 5th, so...
Who?
Jacob, Team Jacob.
What's the Jabronis?
Yeah.
You know, Stiff, every time Stiff calls you now, he's going to say Jaronas, not Jabronis. Alright?
Jabronis. Now, you know, we all love our wrestling, and WrestleMania might have just been a few weeks ago, and we love the triple threat. Fennick's got a bit of the triple threat going here with the triple jack. You have a look at his team. Jack, just come running at you there with a bit of Watts, a bit of Stevens, a bit of Gunston. So it'll be interesting if the Jacks hold up. Last time I played poker, Jacks are alright, but they might not hold up in this. But I do like the midfield. Andrew Gaff's an absolute superstar. It'll be interesting playing at the SCG. I've got Josh Kennedy. We'll talk about that later. But how West Coast going to go at the SCG will be a little bit interesting. Gaff's a ball magnet, but I'm not quite sure he's a tackle magnet. Obviously, he's in the midfield. He doesn't have to tackle. But
Winner?
I don't know if he's going to get 50 or 60.
Who's going to win?
SCG.
Who's going to win?
Who's going to win? I think Jacobs will win because Fennick was bloody lucky last week, and you know he did the old.
So Jacobs
last week got a bit lucky. Jacobs will win, probably in a close game though.
All right, so Jacobs over the Jacks. Just so that you know, average scores. Jabronis averaging 327, highest in the league per game, and Maltese Falcons averaging 297. Going on the teams, I think obviously Jabronis probably win this one as well. All right. So the next game now will be the local derby. I'll let you go on a bit more about that. Is me, Arse Kickers United versus Gods of Olympus, last year's champions. 2-2 and 1-3. Predictions 343 for Arse Kickers United versus 328 for Gods of Olympus. I've changed and I've dropped Stringer. Stringer's got only found a spot as my sub. Brought in Luke Bruce as a forward line. Other than that, brought Jack Viner in the midfield and put Hanbury to utility, and the rest of the team stays the same. Oh, sorry, Rory Sloane's in as tackler. I thought I didn't put Rory Sloane. I put Rory Sloane as tackler. I thought I had Griffin, but I put Rory Sloane. With Michael, he's brought Tom Rockcliffe in as tackler. He's probably going to stick with Shuey as a halfback at the SCG. I believe he's got Basher Hooley in, but he's still undecided on Basher Hooley. And he's going to give Alex Fasolo a go. That's another one that he's unsure about at the moment. Goldstein up against his old mate in Daniel Curry up at the Gold Coast. So he probably should have a field day there. Other than that, I predict myself to win, of course. But I'm not going to talk about me. You talk about you. You talk about it.
Yeah, good game. I guess these two sides aren't used to both sitting outside the 5. So if you look at the ladder positions of these two sides, it really is the who cares derby, to be honest, because it's Arse Kickers United sitting in 6th spot. They're a proud club. You know, obviously champion 2 years ago, correct me if I'm wrong, or was that DC? I think it was you.
It's me.
And Gods of Olympus are the reigning champs, and deservedly so too, with DC not in the lineup this year. Gods of Olympus were short price favourite when we started things. So 6 versus 7, something's going to give here, and one of these teams are going to be in all sorts of trouble 5 rounds in. Looking at your side, Chris, yeah, I like the move of Hanbury at utility. I think he's going to go well. Scotty Thompson, how well is he going?
Well, you wrote him off.
Well, I don't think he'll run the trip, to be honest. The Melbourne Cup's 3,200 metres, and an AFL season's 22 rounds for us, I think, depending when our grand final is. I'm not sure. But I don't know if he's going to go that well second half of the year, but he is the best half-back in the game at the moment. All
right, so just to let you know, average scores, Ask Kickers United, 320 versus God's Olympus, average score 307. So I'm sticking with myself, but I'm not going to tip against me. Unless I put some money on me. You taking bets, I'll put some money on Michael and clean up.
Yeah, I think with Rockcliffe back and the Golden Dew up against Curry, I think Gods have to start favourite, to be honest.
Actually,
it's a really good game.
It's Passover this weekend, so Goldstein might not play.
Yeah, hopefully for your sake he doesn't, because he might score 120.
Alright, so we'll go to the next game versus undefeated, top of the ladder, Rangers Anonymous, back from his Ginger Pride parade last week. And everyone saw the videos last week, and they were all holding up Rangers Anonymous as signs, so you got a lot of support there, Kenner. Versus, very lucky to be 3-1, third lowest score in the competition in I'm Rolling. Predictions here, 323 to Rangers versus not even 300, Coley, 298, Jesus. Now, I'll go over these teams real quickly. Kenner's not going to change his team. He never does. The only change you might have to look at, Kenner, if you're watching, which you're probably not, Hampson might need to come out for Marrick. That might be the only change. I'm pretty sure they won't take 2 ruckmen in. So just double check that. I know it is against Max Gorn, but Marriage might come in and not Hampson. So remember that one there. As for you, you've gone with Chris Mayne as your full forward. Now, he's kicked 2 goals all year. Hasn't kicked multiple goals since round 17 or 19 last year. So that's an interesting one there. You've gone with the Chat at utility. He's been shit this year. I hope you know that. But that's all right. You are a struggling side. You've gone Piers Hanley after a good week last week. You've brought him in to play at Etihad. And other than that, I mean, by the way, Andrew Swallow's been phenomenal this year. Just to let you know. You know that yourself. There's your team. I reckon Kenner's going 5-0. That's my prediction. Give me yours.
Yeah, well, Kenneth's going really well. Obviously, 4-0, but very impressive last week, disposing of the Sugars as well. So a 42-point victory there, 335 to 293. So if he goes 335 again, it'll be hard to beat, because we know I'm rolling out the most productive team at times. Fife's the key here. Fife could score 150 against Carlton, seriously. He's a danger at utility. Fremantle are going to be fired up. They're going to lay the smackdown on the Blues. I've used a similar theory, bringing Chris Mayne in. Wingard, I had a good list last year, ranking preliminary finalists. They don't just hand out preliminary finals in this competition. So Wingard was retained for reasons like this, for games like this. So I'll probably bring Stephen Martin in. To be honest, he has been named for Hickey. But apart from that, I am going to need Alice to improve a little bit. He was disappointing last week. And Josh Kennedy's a little bit of a worry. I know he's the best half forward in the game, but again, at the SCG, I'm just not sure how West Coast are going to go there. So
is it possible Josh Kennedy could be up for trade?
Definitely. You never say no to any trades, to be 100% honest, but he's obviously been a little bit disappointing. Alex Rance, I don't think he'll be on anyone's list, but he was best on ground almost in the whole comp last week, because he absolutely single-handed me over. So well done.
Language. All right. So the averages on that one, Rangers are averaging 318 a game. You're averaging 296, not even 300. In fact, that's the third worst average. No, that is, the third worst average in the competition, which obviously since you're the third lowest score.
Interesting stat there, Chris. I've played 4 rounds, and between me and my opponents, we haven't had all our players complete a whole game at any time. We've had Dash lose Sanderlands, we've had Mick lose Rockcliffe, I've lost Dane Swan, and last year, obviously, last week I got Stephen Martin. So at the end of the day, it'll just be good to see both the what?
And I'm rolling
finished the game and made the best team win because
Well,
it's been dodgem cars going on.
These things happen, mate. These things happen. All right. And I'll go to the final game. It's Renegades on a bit of a win streak here. Three games in a row, and looks like he's got it right against Dash's No Dumplings. All right. So it seems to me that the Cardinal factor at Soup is up again with both teams playing three-man or forwards in Pavlich and Walters. So Stiff's lost his patience with Tom Hawkins after he kicked nothing last week, 4 goals the week before. Other than that, Stiff's leaving his same team. Aaron Horn, Zach Merritt, once again being phenomenal in the utility and halfback. And he's gone with Lobe instead of Mumford. Dash is trying to do a few different things this time. He's brought in Brody Grundy at the ruck because he's struggling at the ruck. Now, Dash struggles at the ruck every year, always loses players. Other than that, his team pretty much stays the same once again besides Pavlich. So, projections, 341 to Stiff, 295 to No Dumplings. I think Stiff will win. In a minute, give me your thoughts.
Third versus 10th says it all, really. Renegades have jumped to third. I think off the back of 3 straight wins, to be 100% honest. Might have to check that stat. But they look pretty strong. Forward line looks strong. Have a look at the midfield/utility with Aaron Hall, Jordan Lewis and Lockie Hunter. That's a quality trio there that are just smashing it. We know Geelong's ruckmen are pretty shit, so excuse the language. So I think Lobby will go okay in the ruck. I think it's a big score coming up for Stiff, probably 330, 340. And you look at the No Dumpling side. Obviously, they've been pretty brave the last few weeks, to be 100% honest. They've pretty much scored 300. They got to 289 last week. They've got no Sanderlands. He's brought in the old over 75, I'm on the pension forward line with Matty. I was playing when 40 years ago, Pavlich and Stevie Johnson. I'm about to turn 40 there. So it'll be interesting how they go. It is only early in the year. And Pendlebury might be the key here. If Dash is within 95 or 100 come Monday, he is some chance because Pendlebury could absolutely smash the Bombers, and let's hope for Dash's sake that Josh Kennedy and a few of the boys fire, and he's some chance come Monday.
Right.
You'd have to think Stiff will win pretty easy.
All right, so yeah, Stiff's averaging 305, Dash is averaging 285. So that's it. That's all 5 games. Anything to look forward to for you this weekend? Long weekend?
Big weekend of footy, isn't it? It's going to be interesting over the 4 days to track these scores and see who comes out on top.
No worries, excellent. All right, so that's it for today, everyone. Kylie, thanks very much for joining me today. And everyone out there, good luck this weekend to everyone besides Michael. Cheers.